Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 501. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Great background, by the way. Corey Feinside.
Hey, yo.
And Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners and viewers, to 501 of the Gamecast. That's right. 500 happened. I hope you watched it. We have some favorite moments in that episode, so you go ahead and watch that. It's a great experience. Yeah, this is 501. We're in the other half of the millennia. Doing well. I gotta say, we got together on Saturday and played. I mean, I only got to play like 45 minutes. My birthday was on Thursday of last week, and then I did actually have some people over via social distancing. We did very well with it, actually. I have to say I was very happy with it. People took turns going up to the beer fridge and pouring off, and we all sat pretty far apart. I think I took a picture and sent one.
How much sanitizer was used?
No sanitizer, because it was outdoors. It was outdoors.
You got a lot of space, so
yeah, we were pretty far apart. You can see the conversations. People were like, it's really sinking in more about keeping farther apart when you're talking. That was sinking in quite a bit. My best experience, like, I don't have to give like people handshakes and hugs. I'm like, I don't want to hug you guys. I'm sorry. I know. I was like, I don't have to do that. So
there's some people that we know that are very close talkers too.
Yes.
And it's like,
I know.
So hopefully after this, we'll never have to smell anyone else's breath ever again.
But anyways, we did get together and now Tony had some updates to go. So I wasn't on when Tony played, but we played Halo Master Chief Collection, which was working great. I thought it worked really well.
It only took, I don't know how many years, but
yeah,
good now.
Yeah.
End of the generation is all.
Like,
wasn't that a launch title?
Yeah, it was early. It's really cool to go back, and I think our first game was Halo 4.
See, I didn't even realize, like, going in. I thought it would just be like, these are the games, choose them and play them. But the appeal to me, though, was that the playlist, you could just choose. Each games and it'll kind of be like a grab bag of like, are you going to get Halo 1, 3, 2, 4 each?
It's a playlist.
Yeah, that was cool. That was kind of like the big appeal to me. You didn't have to like hop from a specific game to the other one. And it probably helped matchmaking a lot too.
I've learned that my Halo skills have not aged well.
Mine have been okay. It took a little while, and I think by my last match, unfortunately, I was starting to get that timing down.
I was never great, but I was okay. Like I'd be like, there's like a team of 8. I could probably get into the top half usually. Not on Saturday. There's no way I was.
What's interesting is that the controls are a bit different for each game, and they stay.
Yeah, it kept throwing me off.
Yeah. And like,
however,
even if
there were certain things you
menu,
can switch around, but you have to remember.
From game to game, the different settings change depending on what setting you had as your controller setting. Like if it was the default setting, it'd be different every time. Even if you changed it in the menu of the game, like of the Master Chief Collection, it still changed it within each game.
And
yeah.
I know they must have up-resed a bit because everything looks like how I remember it, and we know that's not real.
No. Yeah, they definitely at least remastered a little bit.
So,
and I actually turned off.
Halo 2 remaster was really nice looking.
Yeah, I actually turned off Halo 2 Classic. We should probably have left that on, but when we started the playlist, I turned that one off and Reach. So all we had were 1, 2 remake, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I've learned from this that I prefer Halo 4 to Halo Reach now. Don't like the ability loadouts; they're kind of annoying, and everyone just uses those jetpacks and they make me angry. But the thing that disappointed me, I was okay, but the game that I was most familiar with in the past, which is Halo 3, I played online the most. I was consistently the worst at by far. Like, I know this map, I know this game, just terrible.
You don't realize how you slow down when you get older.
Well,
Tony, how'd you do?
I did better in Halo 2 than that, which I only played with my friends in like the basement, like in the past.
Tony, I didn't get to see how Tony played, so that's why I was wondering how you did.
I did okay. I shined mostly
Halo
in
1.
Halo 1. Halo 1. They gave us Sidewinder.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, nah, you guys aren't old enough yet. Like or if you're old, it's like you're too old. But I think I went like 20 something out of 50, so that was just my map. And Halo 3 I did decently at, depending on the map. there is like one map where I feel like we got a couple like full pre-mains, and like you can tell because like you have that insignia to verify like for your rank. So it's like we all just started that day. So it's like, we're going against these people that are like have these symbols and stuff. I'm like, dude, you're clearly playing this more regularly than we are, which is once ever. So some of those teams did wind up trouncing us, but I mean, overall, I think we had a pretty positive experience. I don't think it was like ever,
There's one game where we played.
The Halo Reach map was just fuck this. Like, this is dumb.
The one game that like we played without you, Jim, obviously, was we had one guy on our team. I think out of the 50 kills, he had 40 of them.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Carried us.
Wow.
We were just like we couldn't find anybody. Like, we were like, where is everyone?
Yeah,
Like,
everyone was too busy being dead. Yep.
Well, you know, I have to say that when we started off, I thought we were going to get trounced, and I think we lost 50 to 43 a lot, like the first two times, and it was really close. It's actually pretty close for how long it's been since we played. Now, granted, the first match, I think we had somebody carrying us pretty well, but the second match was the teleporter stage, I think. Then we were doing okay on that. That was Halo 2, I think, right? Halo 2?
Well, that was...
Maybe.
Huh?
There was one where it came down to the last kill, and we just lost.
We were at 47 at once. There was one of them, like Mike and I did really well with our kills, and that was the shotgun level. Like, I do like to know, like, I'm happy to see that my shotgun timing started to come back, because, like, the only skill I ever had, was that timing. Like, I have it. Like, it's, like, the only time I could hold up with anybody, like Buddha, you guys, like, those guys, when I was playing them, was when I had a shotgun in my hand, and I was like, okay, if they come in close, I've got the shot timing. And I had it. And it started to come back in that game. I was like, okay. The first time I did it, I'm like, oh, that was wrong timing. And then the second time, I'm like, okay, got it closer. And then I started killing people that like instant hit. And I'm like, yes, okay, here it is. Now it's here. And so like it's still ingrained in you. It's just unbelievable. Like you got to shake off the massive rust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the thing is, I did have fun though. So, like I wouldn't even mind. Like obviously, I think we want to play again as a group of four.
Definitely.
But, fun.
Fuck the Xbox though, because that should like.
Yeah.
All right.
That should be updated.
The thing was, we were supposed to play together as a 4-man, and me thought like, oh, I have Xbox Live, I have Xbox Ultimate. Xbox always updates for me automatically. You never have to worry about this. Turn it on. It's like, you can't connect to Live until you update. I'm like, seriously? So that took like 30 minutes, and then of course after that they're like, oh, well, you need to update Halo Master Chief. I'm like, I just downloaded that a month ago. Like, how? They're like 25 gigabyte update. I'm like, okay, so that was like another 20-something minutes. It's like, dude, fuck that. Like, why aren't you doing this automatically in the background? Why?
They should have. I remember I had that problem with the PlayStation forever. And my Xbox, though, didn't auto-install the games recently because I told you guys, I picked up Grand Theft Auto 5, and it wasn't auto-installed, and neither was Master Chief. Thank God I checked that morning. I was like, let me log in and double-check. I'm like, it wasn't there, so I'm like, shit. So I went to the store and I just installed it. But I did it from my phone, and it didn't work. So I don't know. It was
Anyway, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, but it was a fun game. I do want to play again with you guys. We'll stream on Twitch. So guys, if you're hearing this and you haven't followed us yet on Twitch, you can follow us there at All I Can Geek as well. We have our own channel. We haven't streamed too much recently, I have to say, honestly. But if you follow us on Twitch, you're going to eventually see my playthrough. My playing of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh,
well, not playthrough because I started
all the way through.
I started. I don't know. I'm gonna try.
Actually, if you just do story missions, it's really not that long of a game.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not playing multiplayer. Fuck that.
I mean, what most people play the game for is the open world.
The sandbox. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, I keep looking at the line on the map, and I'm like, I gotta go here. I gotta go here. Why would I go this way?
I know.
So
getting into what I've been up to, you can get through the main story pretty quick.
And I'm Jordan. Thank you. Freaking internet. Sorry, I've been working on it, but yeah, so I started playing, obviously, Grand Theft Auto 5, and I played for only about I'm only played for about an hour so far. I didn't want to go into Twitch right off the bat, so I played it today.
That's the whole point of it, man.
Yeah, you got to see that, like, newborn baby deer walking around.
Why? Can you guys explain to me what the appeal is for this game? Like, why is it... Because the combat's not great.
It's an action
and neither is the driving.
Set. the driving is hilarious because the
Wait.
physics are all like bouncy and
I
you
can't
fly
control the car.
around.
It's ridiculous. Can't control the car.
Yeah,
You control the car in midair. I'm like,
slam
what the
into
fuck?
Criminal
something.
simulator is basically what it
You
is.
slam into something, you eject yourself, you get up, you walk away, you blow everything up.
Yeah.
Throw grenades under like a whole line of cars. It's all about like just it's an action movie like sandbox pretty much like. And
Yeah.
eventually, like there's even verticality in that one. That's what people like about this one.
One of the earliest missions was boosting a car, and I'm like, I hated driving it. And by the time I got it back to the place to drop it off, I'm like, this thing was in fucking shambles. I'm like, nobody's gonna want this car right now. And I play racing games. I'm pretty good at driving in racing games, and not in this game. And the combat just seems to be very like repetitive. Like, duck behind cover, pop out, it auto aims and shoot, pop out, shoot, pop out, shoot. Like the faster you can duck behind cover and pop back out, it auto aims and kills people. So I don't know. I just felt like it's fine. I'm gonna play it more, and I understand like the sandbox is the way everybody loves to play. So I am playing it though. I said I would, and I will put it on Twitch. Look for it. I usually play more in the earlier afternoons, like 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock to like 1. I don't usually play at night much. So that's Eastern time for those wondering. But you can always watch it. If I put it on Twitch, it'll record it, and you can just watch the video next or something. But definitely follow us on Twitch because we're going to start using that a little more than we have been. So I also played Doom Eternal, and like I'm pretty far in that game. I have to say, like, it's a platformer. It's so weird that it's a platformer, but it works. It's I don't think the thing for me is like the story's not great. I wish it was better because I would probably have the game done by now. But gameplay wise, it's really good. Like I really enjoy the gameplay. It's actually like I heard complaints about people saying that they were annoyed with. They were like, you have to go through sequences of like, okay, who do I take out here? Who do I take? Because every monster has its own weakness, and like you have to kind of plan. So like when I'm on before I start like this roundabout area, I'm like, okay, where's my first hit? But I'm like, I kind of like that. Like it's a shooter, but it's a strategy shooter. You have to kind of have the right weapons. You have to have the right, you have to keep your inventory up, and I don't know. I'm actually really enjoying it. It looks great. It's really smooth, butter smooth, and like I said, the platforming works. It's I have to say, it works better than like grappling walls. There was only one section I got stuck in so far where I didn't know where I was supposed to go jumping wise. But I actually think it's not that bad. I think it's pretty good as a game. I was expecting it not to be that great, but I'm like, I wanted to try it because I Doom was so good the last one that it's good though. I'm enjoying that. I think that's it gaming wise. Yeah, just more Lego stuff, building Legos, but that's about it for the game.
Everybody is. Can't find enough good ones anymore.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to get Ring Fit Adventure. That's the unicorn right now. That is like, I keep
been popping in and out of stock. You gotta.
I know. I keep missing.
Quick seek that, man.
I keep missing Wario's posts, and the cheap ass gamer had one today.
Notifications.
Yeah, they're on. I just don't see it in time sometimes. Yeah, I get them,
dude.
Yeah, I just if I'm in the middle of something, I can't just go and do it. And it's happened to come up like every time I'm in the middle of something. I was on a phone call today when that happened. I was on a 30-minute phone call. So by the time you only have like 3 minutes. So, I'm like, there's a bunch of stuff I have queued. Like I have to go trade some stuff in a GameStop now that they're open again. But they're not really doing any flipping credit yet. So I'm kind of waiting for that a little bit. So I don't know. I like
maybe
Jedi's got
4th of July is
get
right around the
free
corner
right now, right?
Yeah. But their
going on.
selection's shit. Although they do have a couple Nintendo games on sale for the first time. I think it's like Astral Train, Octopath Traveler,
I saw,
and Donkey Kong Kirby, I think, or something like that. Which is better than nothing because they never had Nintendo first party games before.
Yeah, so. That's good. All right, and that's it for me. Corey?
Play a lot more Final Fantasy. I'm just trying to get all the side missions done.
Yeah,
that way I feel like I accomplished everything.
Well, it's a linear game. There's a lot of cool side missions, so I have to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so far so good. Just got the fast travel one all done, so I was like, hey, now I can fast travel for free, which is nice. And
they They introduced that so late. I'm just like,
Yeah, well, and they also give you the pedometer material like super late. It's like I could have been running
that's right.
around the whole game.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, why didn't I have this equipped before? But
Yeah, so it's been good. Mostly that. Play a little more Borderlands, but I did get into Destiny just because of some of the news that came out, and so playing a little bit of that. And yeah, it's just going from Destiny and Borderlands to Halo. It's so slow. Halo's so slow. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's so crazy how like the modern games have been speeding things up so much. So I think that really threw me off too.
I think that was when we played that Halo 2 map. I was like, holy crap, this is just weird, like just the way it moves and everything like that. But
even within the game, like Halo 4 is very quick. Compared to
he just played Halo 3. 4, and I'm like,
2.
Halo 2 was like, this is eerily quiet. Like, why is this so bland? It looks fine, but it's like there's just very easy textures and stuff. You're like, wow. I don't remember it looking that way, but yeah. Mike, what have you been playing?
Well, yeah, like I said, I did continue with that a little bit, with varying levels of success. I really I have trouble with Halo 1 because the feedback, I don't understand like what's happening. Like it doesn't like give you the feedback that you get for like kills or like where you're getting hit the same way. Like there's arrows, but I don't know. It's a little confusing to me, and I don't know how the guns work in that game too much. But all of them are still fun to play. I have SWAT on my playlist, and I probably shouldn't because those are the most frustrating ones where you die instantly. You don't even know why or from where. You just die. It's like you get 2 and 14s, stuff like that. But sometimes I do good in it, so I keep it on there. Other than that, I've been putting the finishing touches on Yakuza Kiwami.
Nice.
I don't know when or if they'll add the next one, Kiwami. I don't know how many Kiwamis they do before it's just the real sequels you have to go to again. I don't know, but I'll probably do it because these games are pretty fun, even though they're silly. So that's about it.
Well, I think that's
Tony?
the point of those. So.
Yeah.
Just playing more Xenoblade Chronicles. Got pretty back into that because it's been a while since I played it, and then plus it was back on the Wii, so it was like sub HD resolution, this and the other thing. So that's been a delight. Really, really solid year for RPGs between FF7 and this, and obviously I've gotten it Persona 5 Royal. So yeah, really good year for RPGs, and probably I'd say about halfway through that, and then I'll hit up my backlog. Now that I beat, I think last week. No, did I mention I beat Dark Souls 3 like completely, like all the bosses. Even streamed a little bit on my own personal Twitch channel because one of my friends wanted to watch me fight 2 of the optional bosses, which were super shitty. So I might go back and play Sekiro again because I never finished that. I got like 2/3 of the way through, and might finish that out. We'll see. The Demon Soul announcement, which we'll get into, kind of excited me. So
yeah. All right. Let's get into the news. Let me get that opened here. And so we had some gaming news announced. Obviously, our topic tonight, we're going to discuss the PlayStation 5 announcement. So we're holding off on all of that stuff for now. We've got PAX West 2020 will be an online event for everybody, which is cool.
Shocker.
Hey,
that was my shock face.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised, like you said. It's going to be great that they have this event. I'll definitely, we're going to get some news, I think, that way. I think the thing for me about, I wish they had made more digital events now than space it out like they have this summer. I don't know why. I like the E3 timeline. I just love the hype area. It's like Christmas for gamers right now. And it's
that's what I mean. They're not pressured with the time now.
I know. Like we're going to
take their time to release things later. They're ready.
We'll get EA this week, Thursday, I think. And
that's where they've had their big reveal.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm happy that PAX is doing something online for everybody. That's great. So that's cool.
Well, PC gaming show was just happened, and Persona 4 Golden PC.
Yeah.
Got it now.
Yeah, that's great. Crazy, right, Corey? That's crazy.
It's on sale on a couple of sites too for like $4 off. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, definitely worth it for people.
Yeah.
Go play that game. I wanted to see 3. I didn't see 3 yet, so it's coming.
Yeah, they're saving it. They'll save it. They'll save it. I just wish. I think. See, at least with 4 Golden, like that was a clear like upgrade, like everything. Whereas like with 3, it's either you play base 3 or portable, which has a lot of compromises. So my hope is like they do like a deluxe version where it's like.
Yeah, I mean you got to put it all in there, right?
Yeah, you can put everything in there. So that I expect requires some more effort and work. But
it looks so good. Something like the high res images stuff. It's great.
Yeah. Like I said, great year for RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was something else about RPGs I was thinking about. Oh, that reminds me. Before we get into the rest of the news here, I'm out. The Last of Us 2. I'm out.
Oh, man, there's a lot going on.
I guess I'm the only one that's gonna play this game.
So for those wondering, for me, and I loved the first game. I decided to just bite the bullet and read what the rest of the spoilers were.
Yourself?
Well, the thing is like I was already spoiled about the one thing, and I was so worried about what that was. So I'm like, I have to know.
Be careful, please. Because I am gonna play this game.
I know. I'm not gonna. I will not spoil it for you. I will not spoil it for you. I promise you. I never spoiled the Red Wedding. Like I did really good with that.
For those
come on.
listeners,
that's multiple things for
now
me.
It's not a spoiler.
Well, okay, I know one thing I spoiled for you, which is 10 years after the fact. So
I know, but it's one of those things where like, well, I might as well never watch that again. Or ever. Watch it ever.
But I will say that everything I've heard about gameplay-wise sounds like amazing, this game. But everything I've heard about story-wise for me, I'm not going to play this game myself. I don't know. And that's just vague as possible. It's just, I'm not going to play this game. So we'll hear Corey's feedback, and I'd like to hear if you liked it, if you love it, Corey, if you're really into it, I'll check it out. But you're my guinea pig essentially, because I know where it's going, and
you don't want to go there.
No, I'm very happy that I read those. I'm actually happy. So because I was after hearing the leaks and people like Mike and Tony, you guys are out. I was like shit. And a lot of people are like that. So I'm like, I was always like, oh shit, do I want to know what happens or don't I? So.
I'm curious though, because like everybody, it seems like user-wise is shitting on this game a ton based off of the leaks and everything. And not everybody, it seems obviously, I mean, it's got a 96 on Metacritic or whatever, right? So like in the media, people are doing it. It's like, this is like really reminding me of GTA 4. Like, it just like, that's what, like 10 for this game. And then years later, this game is terrible or whatever.
Now there's something.
I'm just like, what is going on here? And yeah, I know you have your Naughty Dog bump with this game.
No, there's absolutely the Naughty Dog bump. And it's
everybody's saying this is a masterpiece, and I'm like, I don't know.
Like that Forbes article I put in the chat. It's interesting because you'll notice that Forbes themselves.
I haven't looked at any. Like all I've seen is
that's good.
But they just mentioned that Forbes themselves, someone like Polygon, I think Kotaku too. Pretty much anyone who doesn't like
do
scores had a pretty negative review
reaction.
Yeah. And also some of them like Forbes did not even get a review copy. So there's a little bit of Naughty Dog nonsense, I think.
What was that drama? I didn't put that on the news here, but the drama between Schreier.
Honestly, it's kind of stupid. I don't know if it's.
I didn't look at that either because I was worried that I'd get.
Look, it is stupid because ultimately it's video games. But there's one reviewer compared, and I hate this because this guy even caused controversy last time with when God of War came out. He made that controversial tweet. I don't know if you remember. It was like, "What if Zelda had good combat? What if like he does,
it's like the hot takes. It's
a hot take.
The clickbait
tweet. So he did this one where he's like, never in my life did I ever think I'd be playing, the Schindler's List equivalent of, blah, blah, blah. Basically alluding to, Last of Us 2 being a masterpiece. And Jason Schreier was just like, oh, cool. I'm glad that, the newest video game, like zombie game,
yep.
The zombie game is being compared to like one of the worst atrocities ever committed in, human civilization history and stuff like that. And then everybody in the gaming press seemed to like chime in, and then Neil Druckmann himself replied and was like, blah, blah, blah. And then Jason, replied to him, blah, blah, blah. And then at some point, Corey Balrog came in and like seemed to take a dig at Jason. He's like, anytime you're like, you always act like you're fighting like, for the greater good, but then you like harm us. And Jason's like, I've never harmed individuals. It's the corporate masters because like, you guys are crunching your, basically he said to both Neil and Corey, it's like, you guys crunch your devs, and I think that's pretty shitty. It's something that's just like,
I mean, they're known for the crunch. That's their
right.
biggest thing.
I know. Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know. I thought it was funny because you just had all these.
I mean, sometimes you got to get a good get all that dirty laundry out there to kind of.
I just again the thing that I found the most questionable is how quick the actual lead director of this game was to defend a positive reviews wording to another journalist.
That's
like,
what
that
I found
seems
weird
to me.
Yeah, that seems weird. Like to me, like there's a lot of people then who are friends with him. Like that's what I get.
Right, and that's things like, and that's why I'm always like hesitant about. I like reading video game reviews, but I'm definitely of the thing where like the ones that don't do review scores anymore, like they can say their honest opinion without being like, oh, like, money hacks, or like, oh, somebody's friends, or my friend's bonuses depending on them, reaching a 90-something Metacritic score.
For me, I like the numbers more, but this actually might break reviews for me. This one, in the
Mass
past,
Effect 3
though,
did. I would just say
no,
this is
not,
very
it's
similar to
not
Mass
for me.
Effect 3.
I could see it. I could see it with that game.
I'm sorry,
Every
I can
time there was every time there
know.
was a big review, and even if it wasn't a game that I like would be like a particular cup of tea, like maybe Red Dead Redemption, even too, I could understand the scores. Like I could see that, or even The Witcher, like I could understand what the scores are saying, why it's a good review. I could understand it, but here, I don't know, man. This one might be a bridge too far. But again, I didn't play the game. I don't really think I'm going to.
I mean, you should have been in that. I'm sorry, but like Mass Effect 3 for you was a bad experience, and the amount of reviews that were
85% of that game, I was really enjoying it.
But I'm not saying that. But that's the thing about this game. Like,
can we leave Mass Effect 3 in the first 500 because we'll leave it in the past.
I get
where you're talking. Like, I get where you're talking like about the reviews and stuff.
Yes,
it is coming back, Tony. We're getting a remaster.
I know it's probably this Thursday. It's being announced, but yes,
I can't wait. Maybe they'll fix the ending.
Maybe I'll be prepared to play.
Let's move on.
Other news.
Talk about Mass Effect
Star Wars.
Later.
Star Wars this Thursday. Squadrons is coming out. Confirmed. It'll be out in October. We'll get a nice. This Thursday we get a reveal of the actual gameplay.
I mean, they showed a trailer that uses in-game footage, which basically amounts to
cuts.
Technically it's possible using in-game assets and whatnot. So I mean, it looks good, but we'll see.
I like it. If it plays, I want it to be X-Wing. I want it. It won't be, but I want it.
I'm interested, but very skeptical.
Oh yeah, I'm super skeptical. But the thing is, I'm glad it's happening because I mean, we even talked about this. I think on a somewhat recent podcast, either about Star Wars or whatever. But like I mentioned, like Rogue Squadron or TIE Fighter, stuff like that.
Rogue Squadron,
right, we want that. From what people have been saying, though, it's going to be there is going to be a single player component, like a story mode, but there is going to be more of a focus on like a 5v5 aerial combat multiplayer mode, which is okay, but it's not like appealing to me.
I don't know, guys. I kind of really want to play this game, and to the point where I would probably be into the multiplayer of it. Like, I think that I'm hungry for this kind of a style TIE Fighter / X-Wing style game, Rogue Squadron.
Right, I'm happy it's happening because like this game doesn't exist. Like a genre like that doesn't exist anymore. And Jim he loves like Starfox so much. Like why not?
That's why I'm like I'm so interested in this game.
I'm wary at the.
They're just taking the Battlefront flying simulator part part out.
I would assume it's got to be. Well, I'm sure they use it as base, but
I really have no idea because if I see a lot of things saying it's like all first person. Is it only first person? Like I don't know.
Well, it does. It is PSVR or VR in general enabled, and that I think is cool. I mean, you know me, I've been shitting on VR since it came out, but I think this could be a good implementation of.
I think one of the better VR mini game experiences was that Eve flight simulator
Yeah,
battle
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I think there was a version of actually the first Battlefront.
Oh yeah, there might have been. Yeah.
2015
Like when you're in a
Battlefront.
plane though, it's just really suited for VR and in general, just because it kind of simulates the
Right.
air
It's not like in Mass Effect 3 where what's his name looks back to see
Oh
the
no,
explosions.
Tony, you did it!
I know.
Bring
I
it
know.
back. Don't mention this is your barb.
I know.
But-
This is my bar.
But yeah, I don't know. I want a modern Rogue Squadron. That's what
Oh,
I'm
me
hoping.
too. Me too. But I'm hoping the success of this will allow that to actually happen.
Yep.
Because I'm sure on paper, again, and it's EA, so I even give EA credit for greenlighting this in the first place. Because how often do I talk about like EA execs? They always say, "How is this going to make us $1 billion a year, like FIFA Ultimate or whatever?" It's like that.
Again,
that's how they think,
and
unfortunately.
that's why that $40 price tag worries me.
Right.
Even though they claim there is a lot of customization and upgrades, but they say it's all earned in game, which
Right, so-
okay, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I'm cautiously optimistic. Like, if they say it's gonna shoot, I'm like, yeah, no, definitely not. But if it's legitimate, like, I'll be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll give it a try because
We get
$4 is a lot easier to.
for a $40 game. We get a 10-hour single player campaign.
Yeah,
Freaking amazing.
I'd be into that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. So
Yeah. So all right. Let's see. The other stuff. Let's see. Madden NFL 21 is going to offer free next gen upgrades for PS5 and Xbox. All the way till the next cycle of the Madden game. So there was a conjecture about like thinking that it was for like 3 months or no, till the end of the year. Actually, I'm sorry. If you bought it before like December, you would get the newest versions. But that's going to be covered if you buy a previous gen game. You get it on the next gen all the way up to the next Madden year. So for a year. This is the coolest news I think. This is really cool news. The FDA has approved a prescription video game for ADHD.
Yeah.
Like I think that's awesome news today. That made the news like in just like News Jersey, News 12. Yeah, made it everywhere. The FDA has officially approved it. Endeavor RX can be prescribed to children between 8 and 12 who have ADHD because it helps with it. Video gaming, helping, and I think it always has helped. I think myself included. I think I had that as a kid. I'm obviously undiagnosed, but I feel like I have a lot of those symptoms, and I'm like I think video games is a great way to focus. I think that's a great way to, keep that attention and also teach me how to keep attention on things. And I think that was always something for me that was great. And I'm happy to see that a video game is prescribed for this. I don't know. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's one of those things that, it's something that video games can do that other mediums,
Like I said, like I've always argued, people always looked at me weird when I play video games, even like, obviously as society's changed more now, but as you play as you're older, you're playing video games and you're an adult. But it's like they're my books. Like that's my relaxation thing. Like that's what I do to unwind. Like people read books, people listen to podcasts, whatever. That's video games. You know what I mean? Like that's what that is. That's your outlet.
And I think it'll continue to be something even beneficial as we get like old, where it can help stave off like even. I don't know. There's some studies that say it might help.
Well, I mean, there was the whole thing with like Brain Age back on the DS.
Yeah.
Training your brain.
Yes, there was for a while. Yeah. All right, let's get into our topic of the night, which
I do want to talk about Destiny a little bit here before you.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they had their
It was
big,
very
huge,
interesting. Very interesting. Yes.
They had a big reveal, and they also had the first ever live event in Destiny, which happened Saturday. 2 weeks ago, was it now? I think. And so basically what happened was a big event in Destiny universe. Warmind actually shot down a huge ship and you could watch it happen live. So that was really cool. If you were in the tower, it all was happening and some parts of the tower got destroyed and blah blah blah. The other thing is they had their big reveal of the future of Destiny, and they started off their reveal with 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence. And people were complaining about that because they came in to watch this event because they said it starts at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever it was, and then just the first as soon as the thing started, it starts with the silence, and so like a lot of people were like getting antsy and complaining, but like you realize how like you're just sitting to watch some stupid event. This guy is getting like smothered for that long. Like that's
was there an indication that there wasn't a glitch, that it was a thing that they were doing on purpose, or was it just nothing?
It was. I didn't watch it live, so I can't say for sure. But I don't think there was a. I don't think that there was a. Oh, we're gonna do this because of what happened. I think they just started with it, and again, that confused people for sure. I would imagine. But I give them props for doing it, and then they talked about.
I don't know what they did. I think a timer, and alone that would have been suffice. I think showing you what the number is and what it's there. You can figure it out yourself what it means. But I don't know what they did. But
yeah, no, I can't say for sure because I wasn't watching it at that moment either. But I mean, at the time, everyone the awareness of what was going on too was kind of all out there. So in any case, they talked about Destiny, and they have revealed that the new season is starting that day, Arrival, and it's going to kind of bring us to the September September expansion, which is another Destiny 2 expansion. And then they also revealed the next two after that, which would be in 2021 and 2022. And so essentially there is no Destiny 3 right now, and they had said that if they were going to make Destiny 3, it would just take away too much from what they're doing with Destiny 2, and you wouldn't have a game to play essentially. And so they've really committed to Destiny 2 and to make this an ongoing game for the next 3 years that you know of. So I'm excited to kind of get back into it actually because of this, because I know this really shows me at least like, hey, these guys finally are able to do whatever they want, are not tied to a public company that has to answer to certain people outside influences and things like that, and now they can make the game they want. And they're bringing back things that they said that they weren't bringing back because maybe they couldn't or maybe they weren't allowed to or whatever, but they're kind of tying everything back in together. And I think they're going to make a much tighter game, a more focused game now, and one that's going to be more enjoyable to be in. Oh. And it was fun to go back to it. I think that there's so much right now that I've missed that I have no idea what's happening, but there's a lot there that's really interesting, and the focus on the story and seeing how each expansion is kind of building on the next one, knowing that's happening is really cool, because you kind of just had these things thrown out there like, oh, this thing's going to happen, and then we forget about it for a year, and then we forget about this one for 2 years, and so now we know the next 3 years is all going to tie into each other.
Yep, it's pretty awesome. Definitely more interested in them, especially what they're going to bring with the next gen consoles in terms of the frame rate.
Oh, that's the other thing. Crossplay for in system is in family, I should say, is from the get go. Plus, if you own, they're also working on getting the crossplay for everything.
Multiple, consoles. Yeah.
But I think they said you can upgrade for free also.
Yeah.
So if you have, the Xbox One or PS4, you can get the
Yes,
PS5.
They did say that actually, because I don't have the expansions for that stuff, but I do have original Destiny. So, but yeah, Destiny 2. So
good steps in the right direction for that game.
Yeah. So we also had the PlayStation 5 reveal. We got to see the system, which we'll get into shortly. We also got to see a bunch of games. So we got their kickoff event.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Before we start with this thing, though, I have to say, forget 5. Anyways,
you can't say it kicked off the show.
Why do you choose to have a stream that's 1080p 30 frames per second to show your next gen console? Like, that's the best you could have streamed.
The 4K 60 ones later.
You can't do it. Like, that's the best they streamed. Like, I was like, Digital Foundry was like so upset with them too. Like, I watched Digital Foundry's comments to this afterwards, and I'm like, how do you show the next gen? I don't know why they chose 1080p 30 frames, because now we have to guesstimate what it can do afterwards. Like,
their job is harder. Who gives a fuck? That's shit to worry about. I don't care.
No, Tony, I want to know that these games are running at 60 frames.
Okay, that's fine. We'll find out about it, but we at least know these games exist.
Sure.
That's what I care about. Games existing.
Sure. Spider-Man Miles Morales was announced. A standalone.
Very confusing.
Standalone.
The other thing was
kind of like Lost Legacy for the Uncharted. Yeah.
Yeah. No, just real quick on the 60 thing. Like, I think the biggest problem was they said there were streams that said they were going to be in 60 frames, and they weren't. And that's, I think, where people were upset the most. But
I think
let's go on to the games.
I'm fine with 1080p 60 frames. I don't need 4K with it, but I think that there should have been 60 frames. I think to show the next gen how fast they are, but whatever.
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Miles Morales, first game shown. We're getting
not first game shown.
Spider-Man. It wasn't. Oh no, granted. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no game that I know that happened beforehand.
Jim, you can't deny it. You have the game now. You contributed to the sale.
You played it.
Is this how it's going to be now that I gave it? It
is. Anyway,
we need to keep going.
We need to keep going.
We need to keep going. Fuck that. I don't have to.
All right, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. As soon as I saw this, I was like, I thought this was going to be an expansion.
Yeah,
I thought it was an expansion, but it's not coming to PS4. It's a PS5 only game, standalone.
I think it does come to PS4.
Nope.
No, it's not.
I will bet on that.
I would bet on that.
Why didn't they say PS5 exclusive on the event?
Yeah, they did say showcased using PS5.
Did they say PS5 exclusive for the other first-party games?
I didn't notice it either. I didn't see that in Horizon.
I don't know, but I know it's
maybe they're not
shown on PS5. Yeah, who knows?
I don't know. If Miles Morales was exclusive, I think they should have said that, because now people are gonna get confused.
I don't think they're gonna get confused. This is the PS5 event.
Maybe, but I don't know. It seems Spider-Man. A little.
I think it's coming PS4. That's all.
Every single thing. Absolutely not. Because every single comment about this game is that we really want to show what the PS5 can do with its load times, and that's why we're building.
Yeah, but they're showing that with
the best way to show what it can do with its load times is a one-to-one comparison.
I would bet easily on this. Like, I am certain this is not going to be PS4.
I'll bet somebody. Fine. Let's do it.
Come on, Mike. Let's get this 2-on-2 bet going on.
Sure. There'll be a PS4 version. There should be, I think. I don't know if there will be, but there should be.
All right. So who won? Okay. So Tony, Corey, myself, and Mike. That's what we'll do.
Sure.
Split it up, nice and even. Okay. So it looks. I mean, obviously we saw very little of the game. We saw a cutscene really, but it looks. I'm
assuming it follows right up after the end of.
If what they've the tech demos for PS5 were Spider-Man and how fast it loads. Like, if what they've shown is this is going to be awesome. Gran Turismo 7 was after that, which
Racing
is
games
exciting
always
for
look
me.
amazing.
Yeah, they always look great. Again, this is actually the only game, for the record. This is the only game I wish this stream was 4K 60 frames. Like, I really wanted to see what this game was going to look like, running at 60 frames per second in the higher resolution stuff, but because it looks great already. I just, they have the details of the car is awesome. I mean, this guy works so tirelessly on his car models. It's crazy. But
no offense to Gran Turismo this time, but every car, there's always a car game at every launch thing.
Sure.
Because
we're gonna get that next month.
What looks amazing. Yeah. Like, cars always look amazing. And
I mean, we're gonna get. Tell me, Forza's not gonna premiere on the Xbox Series X. I mean, obviously. So, the next game after that was Ratchet and Clank, which was the best show-off of what instant load times were going to give us. Yeah, I think that was an awesome showing the transitions between the worlds. It looks great. I thought this game looked really cool. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of this series, but I will give it absolute props here. Like, it shows the power of the PlayStation 5 without a doubt.
Yeah.
Mike, did you pick up on that? Did you watch this?
No.
You didn't watch the stream?
No.
Oh, wow. You missed out, man, because this will actually show you...
I didn't watch the early part of it. I watched the end of it. But
this would actually show you what we were talking about with load times and how you'll notice this is what the next gen's going to bring. When you're changing your areas, it's instant. Like, there's no load screen. It's just, here you go, next stage. You go right into it. There's nothing to load. It's all there. One seamless play of the game, essentially. So, Project Athia. Square Enix game. Werewolf-like creatures, flying sections, exclusively to PS5. Kind of similar to what Switch got with their project. What was it? What was the Switch game that was like the Square game that was like Octopath Traveler. Yes, thank you. I don't know. I got that vibe. For some reason, I got that. Like, I'm like, this is made for you guys. Here you go. It's a quick, like, shorter kind of game, but it's gonna be cool. Let's see what we had. Stray was shown. Not really interested in that one. Nothing. Coming 2021. Corey just left. Okay, I bored Corey out of his mind.
He's sick of this shit.
So.
Someone said something about Barb.
Kitty's wearing backpacks. Coming in 22. There's a lot of 2021s in this broadcast, by the way. It makes me really wonder how this system comes out in this year. there's so many 2021 games.
Yeah, I want to get to that later, but yeah, let's keep going.
Returnal.
Yeah.
Another new franchise from Sony. Features crash landing on an alien planet where the protagonist.
Oh no, that's Capcom. That's Capcom.
Oh, is it?
That was the
Oh, it
astronaut.
is Capcom.
Right?
Yeah, it is Capcom.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's next. Isn't that Destruction? No, that's not that one. Oh yeah, it was Capcom. Yeah. All right. That's Capcom, not Sony. Sackboy.
More ripping
That's
off Mario.
Obviously the Little Big Planet franchise character that's going to be there. That was shown. Anything? Just feel free to chime in whenever you guys.
Oh, I
want
thought
to,
you were
but-
just going down in order.
Destruction All Stars was another game
That
shown.
was like this weird hybrid of like Rocket League and like any battle royale game.
Yeah, I think the next game shown was the one we showed the most gameplay of, which was is it Kena? The Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my computer just took a shit. Now
Okay.
I'm on my phone.
Well, welcome back.
Nice.
Oh, hey, well, Corey coming from the phone. Hey, great video quality though. I gotta say, it looks better.
Oh. Yeah, we gotta
So-
get some light action here.
There we go. So we're on the Bridge of Spirits. Is it Kena? Kena? I'd say.
Kina? I don't know. Sorry, I'm moving everything around.
I thought it looked pretty good. It definitely has a. I don't know why I got a. What was that original PS2 game? It was like Zelda. Dark Cloud. I don't know why I got a Dark Cloud vibe. I got a Dark Cloud.
Dark Cloud.
Yeah.
Dark Cloud was an RPG, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I got that vibe in this game for some reason. I don't know
No,
why.
I got that
This-
vibe too. I mean, it looks like it's Miyazaki inspired. Like like the one creatures even look like the little dark fuzzies from My Neighbor Totoro and stuff like that. So it's just like I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but looks like it's going for that inspiration. But you know what, could be cool. I'm interested.
Goodbye Volcano High, which at that point I was like, is this the same stream? Are we watching something? What are we watching here?
Indie. Yeah, they threw
indie.
a bone to some indies, so that's fine.
2021 Oddworld, a new Oddworld game, which has been a long time, I guess, since we saw the last Oddworld game. Let's see, Ghostwire Tokyo, which is a Bethesda game. It's first person, another 2021 game. Jet the Far Shore, Super Brothers. That's Super Brothers. That's the they made some. That was the game they played on. They made iPad games, right? That was the Super Brothers. Didn't they do the iPad? Am I
don't
wrong?
remember.
I'm sorry.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
all right. Solar Ash, which is from the creators of Hyper Light Drift. Sorry.
Hyperlight Drifter. Yeah.
Yeah. Solar Ash was announced for PS5. It arrives in 2021. Hitman 3. Which Hitman is this now? Are we on? Is
The
this
second
3
Hitman 3.
This is
Yes.
this is like 3 reboot. How do you name it 3? This is not a
it's because they restarted it with Hitman. So and then 2 was the episodic one, and now this is 3. It's like the new trilogy or something.
Right.
Yeah. Comes out also 2021 for this game. This
And
is
not
Jan-
episodic this time.
Yes.
Astro's Playroom was shown. I've heard theories that this might be a pack-in kind of game, like a tech demo.
I think it's designed to show off what the controller is capable of.
Yeah, this was a VR game last time, Astro. Do you think it's still VR support or no?
Well, there's an Astrobot VR game.
Yeah, that was a very popular VR game.
Mhm.
So I don't know. That might be a pack-in. It's going to definitely show off the controller. Little Devil Inside. It's another game that was shown. We got NBA 2K21 teaser, which is definitely coming this fall for every system. But
Yeah.
let's see. Bug Snacks. Don't know what that one is.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was a weird game.
Oh.
That was right.
I think that was the Octodad developer.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
bad.
Yep. Then we had the Demon Souls remake, not reboot,
Yeah.
remake. Now this was yours, Tony. Like you were really interested in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I tried Demon's Souls out on the PS3 because I think it was a PS Plus game at one point or something like that.
Mhm.
And pretty much, I played it and it was like, I don't know, I didn't really know much about it going into it, so it was just like one of those things where like the game just seemed like it tricked me into like fighting a boss right away. I'm like, cool, I don't even really know the controls or anything, and it's like you died, but it's not like really die. It's like you're supposed to die. I'm like, whatever, this seems dumb, and I just stopped playing it. But obviously now that I'm a fan of the genre, I'm interested in revisiting it as long as it has quality of life. enhanced, because I hear it's, again, it's a 2008 game. Or
Does this come out
something like
before
Yeah.
or after Elden Ring?
before.
Oh,
They didn't
it's-
show off Elden Ring yet.
I know.
Still haven't shown
Crazy.
it all.
let's see, we had Deathloop, which was a first person view, like Groundhog Day
Shooter.
shooter. Yeah.
It's from the
Resident Evil.
the guys that does the same company. It's a Bethesda game. The same company that did
Oh, yeah.
that.
Arcane Studios.
What was that game that you played, Mike? Shoot.
What?
The Arcane Studios game where like you blink and you kill people and.
Oh, Dishonored.
There you go.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's from
I
these
was-
people. That's the
Got it from Blinked and kill people. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, the name
Resi-
the name of the move was Blink. Yeah.
Resident Evil 8 was
Village.
shown. Resident Evil Village, which gets the 8 in the logo then, by going Village, was shown. Comes out 2021. There will be there will only be next gen versions of this game. This will not be on PS4 or Xbox One. That was confirmed. I announced that. I put that in the news today, but I waited.
I think this was one of the games that definitely looked more next gen than.
Yes, and that's
I felt
why
like-
they're building it on next gen, and load time wise, it's optimized for that. So, guessing bigger worlds. So yeah, Pragmata. Oh, not until 2022 this game, so this is ways out. And lastly, for games, they finished up with Horizon Forbidden West, which looked fantastic. Like, holy crap! For me, like, I think the show was okay up to this point, but I thought, Miles Morales, I'm excited for. Don't get me wrong, and probably Ratchet and Clank, but this game was
They
like,
knew this was their
yeah, this is what I want to get the system for,
end
without a doubt.
show.
Yeah, I want the system for this game. Instant load times of this world will be amazing. It looks great.
Yeah, prettiest game of the show in my opinion.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's
by
awesome.
Obviously.
So before we talk about the hardware, do you want to go over these games a little bit that I just ran through? Do you want
Well,
to?
I mean, the question is how soon does Horizon come out after
Yeah.
the PS5?
Yes, because for me, Horizon is definitely a system seller, but Miles, in whatever form it is not.
Yeah.
It's something
Miles
I would
is-
get if I had the system, if it
Yeah.
was really exclusive. But yeah, I don't know. So we have no real information about when Horizon will release yet.
It's not. Earliest I could see is like spring of 21. If
I
it
really
was going to
wanted
make
it
launch,
be
they
the
would.
launch day game. That's my
I-
hope, but
I prefer,
It's
it, but if it was going to be launched, they would have screamed and shouted that from the rooftops.
they didn't say exclusive on anything either, though, Tony. So who knows what the wording, like what their
Dude, it's a
marketing team's thinking.
PS5 showcase. There's no way any of these games are
They're
coming
not
to
Xbox.
PS4.
They're not
Any of
doing
these
world
games?
premiere.
Right.
No,
There's no way.
I think
Sony
some
is
of
looking.
these games-
I told you guys, and that was my point of this conference. Like, I think Sony's really just trying to get you into the next gen completely, where Microsoft is
their
trying to
goal.
merge
That's
the
100% goal.
Yeah.
That's the 100%.
Microsoft's
goal.
trying
That's
to
the
merge the
goal.
two.
That's the goal of this, event. But I'm
Dude,
not
why
sure.
would you buy a PS5 if you could play all these games on your PS4?
It's not
I don't know.
coming to PS4.
Why would you?
Horizon will not
Not
be on.
all these games. I'm just saying some of these games will be.
Horizon will 100% not be on PS4. I'd bet on this
know about
one.
Horizon.
I'd bet on this one.
I don't think Horizon would be. I do think Miles is though. That's mine.
So Horizon, I don't think will be till next fall. I think it'll be 2021. That's my guess.
Probably. That feels.
the most-
about
I
right.
mean, it probably should be. Just make sure it's nice and.
I just don't
polished,
see it
tentpole.
especially with COVID and everything like that. I just don't see how that game gets finished and comes out this year. That's why I'm like, why is everybody launching? Why are they launching these systems? I guess, like numbers wise, if you look,
I mean, a lot
we had
of
those
work
numbers.
just can be done remotely. I mean,
Oh, I know, but power wise, I mean, they don't have machines.
No,
at
can,
home
but
to-
not everything can be done remotely, and you got to consider there's just a lot of logistics. I mean, even in just manufacturing.
no, I mean, I'm sure the
and stuff like that.
communication is a lot more difficult.
Well, I mean, and for a game like Horizon, there's going to be a lot of like mocap performances as well, where
Right.
people are going to have to be like filmed in person.
Right, exactly.
Stuff.
So I don't see it hitting launch at all. Like,
Nope.
and the next thing, I thought the show was really good. Like, I would give it like a B+ overall. I think they showed a good variety of
Oh yeah, I agree. I think
PlayStation
it's great.
exclusive games. Not all of them appealed to me. I think Miles and Horizon were the two standout definite. The Kena game, is an interest of mine. Ratchet Clank I never cared for, but I think it's cool. Same thing with
It's a
Little Big
cool
Planet.
concept.
Right.
Yeah.
The Astro Boy stuff. But my question is, A, how much is it launching for? And B, what games are on the launch lineup? Because
that's what we can talk about next.
Right. If only those titles they showed off are going to be at launch, like, I could pass. I can wait. I can easily wait a year.
Yeah, so that gets us into the hardware design, which I think it looks great, but I didn't realize how big it was until. I think it looks great. I like it. I like the design.
I think it's over-designed and it's going to age really poorly.
I don't like the white. I think it should be black because I think white electronics don't age well as a beginning.
It looks like an optical illusion, but also it almost looks like the corners could chip.
So the stand is required because it wobbles if you put it on its side. Apparently, they were saying that already. People are saying that.
Well, why would you want to stand it up vertically anyway?
But the stand is required on either vertical or horizontal because of how unbalanced it is.
Oh, well, yeah.
This is going to be a quick redesign, I feel like.
It's huge, too. Have you seen? I mean, that's a big system. You don't realize how big it is, but it's big. It's big.
It's bigger than PS3 fat.
Yeah, it's big.
And PS3 fat is fat.
They wanted to quiet the fans because that was a big gripe, and they wanted to make it cool. There's no question, like cool temperature wise, not cool. Right. You know what I mean? That's what they were going for.
That's the thing. You can't really compromise on that.
But I mean, Microsoft, you got to give Microsoft credit. They've got that little compact PC design, and it's going to be cooled perfectly. So they did the liquid cooling thing, and that's a cool idea. Vapor cooling.
We'll see how it does. I don't believe the Xbox performance is going to be near PS5 performance, but we'll see.
We'll see. We're going to get that next month. But yeah, so guys, price $499. You got to give up the $399, right, Corey? You're giving that up, right?
No, I don't think it can launch at $399. I think it needs to launch at $399, but I don't think it can.
There's no way it does.
Right.
I don't even know if they have. I don't know. There will be a $600 version of this console. There's no question in my mind.
Right.
There will be a $600.
So the one thing you didn't mention is that they do have, much like Xbox introduced this last generation, they have a disk drive less version of the system. And a lot of people are speculating that.
Well, Xbox never released a diskless version.
Yeah, they did.
They do? There's a diskless version of the Xbox One?
Yeah.
I thought did they release one? I think they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They did.
The all digital, the SAD edition.
Whereas Xbox One S,
all the time.
They made one. Yes, yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
they
how
did
much
do
I remember this thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Microsoft tried to do last. Microsoft tried to do this last gen, and they just did it too early and bad presentation. But go on, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, what's that going to save you $50, right?
But no, that's the thing. I don't even think it's going to save you any money because, there's no reason for it.
Well, the argument is that they could lower the cost of it to let you get the money back through DLC and such, digital content.
Sure, but I think what they would do is they would just up the SSD size.
That's the theory I've heard too. It could be 2 terabytes.
Like one terabyte with disk drive or 2 terabytes with no disk drive. I think it's going to be one price.
What I've heard. It'll be $500.
Because here's the thing, these launches. If somebody hears one, it's let's say it's $449 for the disk driveless version, and they go and buy the disk drive version, and it's $499. Then it's going to be uproar, and consumers are stupid. We've shown this. Consumers will always.
But they're also very judgmental on differences. So this is different than this other one. Why am I paying the same for less? They don't care about the drive.
But that
you don't have a disk. You're taking something away from them, so they're going to want to pay less for it.
No, I understand, but the thing is, especially now with here's the thing, as a consumer now, if we're always getting backwards compatibility, the thing is, Sony games drop in price. We joked about it earlier about Last of Us. I'll probably play Last of Us 2 at some point, but it's not going to be at launch because I'm not paying $60 for that. And again, I think if I wait for Black Friday, it's going to be 30 to 40 in that range. But I mean, even now with the Days of Play sale, you can pick up all their Last of Us 1 remastered, Bloodborne, God of War, Spider-Man for $20 or less. So it's you know what, why am I bothering with physical anymore? Like, well, I'll just collect the games digitally, just on my PC. So I can see if they're gonna give me a 2 terabyte hard drive, like I'll just go for that instead, because
No,
like
I understand the idea, but like what you were saying with consumers and how they get all in uproar, I could see them being upset that they're paying the same price for not getting the same amount of options.
Oh,
I like the
getting a big
flexibility of
hard
having the
drive.
disk drive still. I just like having the flexibility of the
yeah,
drive
you
still.
want
No, I
options,
mean,
sure, but-
and if anyone's giving you a game as a gift, you need a disk drive because most of them aren't going to be able to do that.
yeah.
Well, unless they're just a card download code inside the box.
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
the people who are giving gifts
Fortnite,
don't know how to
baby.
do that.
But I mean, here's the thing: is like this is like one foot in the coffin for physical games. Like, as much as it pains me, because like I would prefer physical in most cases, but it's slowly becoming obsolete. Like, it's a big
Even
thing
with your
that,
physical, Tony, it's like you put the disc in, you can't even play it because it got downloaded.
right. That's what I'm saying. It's stupid.
I
like,
understand that, but there's also, as long as GameStop is still around, there's the whole resale value of it.
I agree. I'm just saying.
And also,
the
you
fact
got to
that
trust
Sony
that
is
you can
launching
play it
with this.
still. I know.
Right.
I know, but I'm just saying the fact that Sony is doing this from the get go, because the whole Microsoft thing was like, oh, we're 4.5 years in, we'll just release this, and Sony's like, day one, bitches, because we want that PSN money, cut that middleman out.
I mean, the other thing is you lose out on like if you are a collector of things, like being able to showcase what you
Absolutely,
collect.
it's very bad for any real preservation.
Now you just get those cases and steel books that just come with the code inside of it.
Yeah.
I have steel books that I don't even own the game for anymore. Like Horizon,
almost all
Persona
of my
5, yeah.
don't have any games.
Right, exactly. It's just like I treat them like glorified movie posters. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was good. It was a good show. I'm skeptical of the launch. I'm skeptical of the price, and I'm skeptical of I mean, I think we can all agree that Horizon is the true first killer game that's shown.
Oh,
so
yeah, absolutely.
When is that coming out? When?
Yeah. I think it was okay. It was a much better presentation than Microsoft gave us for their first one.
Oh, yeah, by far.
Much better first impression. Again, I actually liked the system design, except I don't like the white because I feel like that's what's going to age the worst. And I think that we're going to get a slim design in this, like Mike said, pretty quick. I just think it's too big. I didn't realize how big it was when we were talking about it. Like, you don't realize it.
Well, it's quick.
And
like
then
a year and a half. Like, what's quick?
1 year. Yeah.
How long did the original Xbox controller last?
But this you don't have to hold.
Can you actually get like numbers on? I wonder if we can get like numbers on how long the battery lasts in the PlayStation controller, because they avoided that again, and that was my biggest.
Dude, I don't even care about that. Like that
was my
so
biggest
low
gripe.
on my list.
I
agree. It's a big gripe, but like it's so low on my list right now. Like
there's so many ways to kind of combat that too, Jim.
No, it's not. You just keep plugging it in. The controllers were all that battery life. You had to keep charging it every time you stop playing.
Yeah, just plug it in.
All right, I'm not saying.
Or like my Xbox, I haven't changed the battery in a month. Yeah. I just like I just don't know. It's
not a strength.
Anyways,
but it's not in the top 5 of my concerns for the PlayStation 5.
We'll see what the pricing is going to be. I mean, the fact that they've avoided the price still.
Well, they're both avoiding it.
See, what's annoying to me about this is I know I'm going to have to get this system eventually. Just because of all the exclusives, I'm going to have to.
You don't have to. You don't have to do anything.
No, yes, I do.
Why?
Because I want to play the real Spider-Man sequel, the real God of War sequel, the real Horizon sequel, which we already know is coming. So I mean, it might still be my first next-gen console, but it could be much worse than what the Xbox has, and I know Game Pass has been killing it for me on the One. So, what I would be interested in is if they, made PlayStation Now or tweaked it to be more to the level of Game Pass. Like that's something that especially when you're trying to sell a all digital version of your system, you would need something like that, I would think. So I think they really need to up their, backwards compatible and digital, subscription game.
It's not their focus. Their backwards compatibility this generation is not going to be their focus. It's not going to be, they've already said it. It's not going to be
You were really hanging on to that one
I'm
sentence
telling
I
you,
said.
it's not going to be their focus.
Well, it may not be a focus,
100%.
but it's not going to be ignored.
They're not going to. I mean, it will have backwards compatibility. They've already said it's going to. It's just a matter of like it's not going to be their like library is going to move with you kind of thing. The smart delivery feature from Microsoft. This is what's going to be the combat the dollars. It's going to be, do you want this feature or do you want this feature? I mean, this is what they're going to have for combating the dollars. This is it, because we're going to get the same. I think we're going to get the exact same style of third-party games. I think power-wise, they're very, very close, these two systems. It's going to come down to first-party games, and if you want like when your library goes with you, or if you want that next-gen experience entirely. I think that's what it's going to be. And that's two different sales pitches. That's what we're going to get.
I guess,
and I think it's also going to they're both going to end up in the same place though.
But backwards compatibility?
They'll end up, sort of meeting at the middle maybe in the end when they try to.
No, I mean, they only will go back to PS4. They will not go any earlier. I'd wager on that. I bet on that right now for this gen. You won't get anything earlier.
I don't think they can with some of the architecture.
That's what I'm saying. They can't. They can't. They've never done it before. They've had to rebuy how many games in the PlayStation Store? Yeah. It's their format. They're not going to change that. So, will they have a game subscription service? I think that starts more this gen. They already have one. It needs to get better, and I think that starts really well for them this gen. I do.
But if they want to stay competitive.
Yeah.
I don't think we see it for a while. They make too much money off of their games, dude. They sell 10 plus million copies.
Yeah. They love reselling.
We'll see. I mean, how are they going to be able to be? Like, are they going to drop the ball here and just kind of be stuck in their ways? It's like, hey, PS4 was so successful, we'll just bank on this being super successful without innovating.
They got those exclusives that sell, and then that's hard to combat. It's hard to deny.
Yeah, but if those exclusives are or a year out the earliest.
Then then they're trying to trick people into getting it earlier.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll know more. We'll see what Microsoft does in July. We're not going to get anything more this month. So
they need to knock it out of the park, though. Fuck.
I know.
They do.
It's so silly, really, that they started with
third parties.
Yeah, they came out not swinging. They came out looking to draw a walk or something. And
yeah. I think we'll get the price. The thing is, I think Sony's waiting for Microsoft's pricing.
They're both waiting. Nobody wants to pull the trigger on the price and then be undercut by $50.
Yeah. But I think Microsoft's going to have two systems. I think they will have a $399 system. We've already heard rumors about that, and I think they're going to have a $499 system.
They will. $399 is going to win. So
I don't think so.
Pretty much every cheaper option wins in these console wars when they
between these two, because Nintendo's always been.
But between the two,
cost effective.
The cheaper option pretty much has won the last 3 generations, 4.
Yeah, that's usually it. So,
but the exclusives are huge. So we'll see.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that's going to wrap up this episode of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. You can write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek. Like us on Facebook. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're also on Twitch. Don't forget. See you guys soon. See you next week. Thanks.